Today we shall be talking about the buyback of shares. What does it mean? Why do the companies opt for buyback? The benefits and what do you have the difference between dividend and buyback? Let's begin. Buyback means when the company buys its already issued shares. Now see, the company issues its shares. Alright. Now the already issued shares will be repurchased by the company. Company is buying the already issued shares from the people, from the existing shareholders. So it is a share repurchase by the company. Company is going to buy them back, right? It is a legal corporate action when the company buys its shares from the existing shareholders. Now the twist is that the company will be buying these shares at a higher rate, at a premium. More money it will be paying than the prevailing market rate of those shares. Higher price, it will be buying the shares at a higher price as compared to the current market price. Now, when supposingly I am the existing shareholder and I am getting the offer from the company to sell my shares to the company at a price higher than what I would have got otherwise I would have sold it in the market. Now I am getting a price higher than that. Why will I not sell back? If I need money, I will happily surrender those shares to the company, which is called buyback. So the condition is that the company will buy back the shares but at a premium. Because of that premium, people will be ready to surrender the shares to the company. So company buys back the shares at a price higher than the current market price. Now buyback is a reward which is given to existing shareholders. They are always rewarded through dividends as well. So whenever the company is paying dividend to the existing shareholders, this is to give an advantage to your shareholders. Another advantage given to the existing shareholders is through share buyback, because they get an offer to surrender their shares to the company at a higher price. Companies usually will go to the buyback option when the company thinks that the shares are undervalued in the market, that my company's real value of the share is way higher and the market value is very less. So the company will go for buyback, and this is how it consolidates. It improves the value of shares in the market. Now, whenever the shares are undervalued, the companies will do buyback. The first point why do companies buy back is when the shares of the company are undervalued. When the company management thinks that the market value of the share is less than the real value of the shares, then they go for buyback. Share buyback serves as a remedy for the situation to boost its share price. So this is how the market value of the shares is boosted. It is brought up. How come? By the buyback. It's the remedy. The buyback helps to project a positive picture of the company's prospects. Buybacks are promoted to improve company's overall valuation, to improve the company's value of one share. The aim is, the intention is that after this buyback scene, the value of shares will go up in the market. After the buyback, the ownership value of the shareholders will rise. Let us take an example. K Limited is valued at 200 crores and there are 200 shares issued. Okay, now one share therefore is for 1 crore. If the company will buy back 10 shares, that means now the existing shares are 190 shares. So the value of one share will be 200 crore divided by 190 shares, which is 1.05 crore. So the share which was earlier valued at 1 crore before the buyback, now the value has risen to 1.05 crore. So this is how the company tries to improve the market value of shares through the idea of buyback. Another point why companies do buyback is they want to improve their financial ratio. I'll explain it with the help of an example. Supposingly K Limited has 20 lakh shares and the net profit earned is 1 crore. So what is EPS, earning per share? This will be net profit divided by the number of shares, which will be 1 crore upon 20 lakh. EPS is 5 rupee. Let's say K Limited buys back 2 lakh shares. Now how many shares are left in the market? 18 lakh. So what will be the earning per share? It will be 1 crore, which is the net profit, divided by number of shares, which is now 18 lakh. So EPS is 5.56. You can clearly see that before buyback EPS was 5 rupees and after buyback EPS has improved to 5.56. Now, K Limited share price is 200 before buyback and after buyback. Another financial ratio discussed here is PE, which is share price divided by earning per share. Applying this formula, before buyback, PE is share price 200 divided by 5, because your EPS is 5. You take EPS from here. So share price divided by earning per share is 40. After buyback, the PE will be 200 divided by EPS 5.56. So you can see that before buyback PE was 40 and after buyback PE is 35.97. So the company has improved its financial ratio. Net profit has remained the same. Without any increase in net profit, just due to buyback, EPS and PE will undergo a change. So this is how the company improves the financial ratios. The whole thing is depicted in the form of a table. Net profit remains the same. Total number of shares 20 lakh before buyback. After buyback it is 18 lakh. Now the EPS was 5 and after buyback it has improved to 5.56. Share price remains same before buyback and after buyback, but PE ratio, which is share price divided by earning per share, it was 40 times and now it is 35.97. So I prove the point that the company tries to improve its financial ratios. How do we benefit from buyback? Public will profit by buyback because the public will sell the shares in the tender offer buyback. Tender offer buyback, I will explain the meaning in the next slide to follow. But here you can just think that the company will make profit. It will be advantageous to the company because the company, to the public, sorry, the buyback will be important for the public because public is going to sell the shares at a price higher than prevailing in the market. Buyback price is always more than the buy price. When you are getting the offer from the company to sell the shares at a higher price, the shareholders will definitely benefit from this offer. Supposingly certain people, they have not participated in the buyback, still they will get benefit from the buyback. The public will gain after the buyback even if the public did not go for buyback. Why so? See, the price of one share will rise and therefore the dividend also will rise after the buyback. For example, K Limited has 10 lakh shares and distributes 10 lakh as dividend. Each shareholder will get 1 rupee as the dividend. Now, the company buybacks 2 lakh shares. Total shares left are now 8 lakh. Dividend distributed is same 10 lakh. Pehle the dividend was distributed among 10 lakh shares and now it will be distributed between 8 lakh. So now here the dividend per share, the dividend per share will be 10 lakh rupees divided by 8 lakh shares. So it will be 1.25. So the dividend which was before buyback, it was 1 rupee. After buyback it is 1.25. So certainly the existing shareholders have benefited from the situation even if they did not participate in the buyback, but their per share dividend has risen due to the buyback. Now share buyback is very beneficial to the company and it is also beneficial to the investors. Both of them benefit from this buyback. Companies opt for buyback when the price of share has gone down. When the company management feels that our shares are undervalued in the market, their real value is way higher than the valuation in the market, then they go for buyback. Next is, what is the meaning of tender offer buyback? The company will make an offer to buy back the shares at a particular price, which is called the offer price. Okay, to which the shareholders, they can directly sell their shares. Tender here means sell. So the shareholders will directly sell the shares to the company. The price will be fixed by the company and offered to the shareholder. The amount will be credited in the shareholder's primary bank account. So there is a direct buy from the existing shareholders. Company announces a record date. The investors who want to participate here, they have to mention their demat account and investors have to participate 3 days prior to the event. Companies will buy back definitely at a price higher than the current market price. If they will not buy at a higher price, then no shareholder will come forward to sell the shares to the company. The shareholders, they will be prompted to sell the shares to the company only if company is offering a price higher than the prevailing market price. Next is open market offer. In this way, the company will buy back the shares from the sellers on the stock exchange. Buyback period is mentioned in the buyback offer. It will last for certain months. The amount will be credited to the shareholders trading account. Company has to declare mandatorily how many shares it want to buy back, and it has also to declare the particular price. So all this scenario of open market offer happens through the stock exchange. Now reasons for the share buyback. The first reason mentioned here is when there is excess cash with the company. The company gets so many cash reserves, and at the same time there is no immediate project to invest. Whenever the company gets profit, it keeps a little reserve for any contingency, natural calamities, or for future expansion. Either that reserve will be used for any calamity or it will be used for future expansion of the business. And sometimes there is no intention to expansion, there is no project in hand to expand, so the company thinks why to pile on these cash reserves. Its best possible use of this cash available will be through buyback. Whenever you get a profit, you keep it as a reserve. When the reserve piles on and there is no future plans for any extension plans, then the company goes for buyback. Now, share buyback has a tax effective rewarding option. As compared to dividend, share buyback is more effective for both companies and shareholders. See, dividend also is a way to give advantage to the existing shareholders, we all know, but buyback also aims to give advantage to existing shareholders, and it is a tax effective method. Now the third reason for share buyback is when the company wants to consolidate the hold over its company. When there are so many number of shareholders, it is very challenging for the company to take decisions when the number of shareholders exceed a certain limit. A power struggle takes place within the company and also among the shareholders as related to the voting rights. Each equity shareholder has a voting right. If the company wants to take one single decision, the company has to take opinion of several people, so many shareholders. To avoid this particular situation, company resorts to buyback. Buyback helps in decision-making power to be centered in fewer hands, because now the number of existing shareholders will go down. So whenever the company has to take a decision, it doesn't have to satisfy so many shareholders. The number of shareholders has got down. So that is how the consolidated hold of the company takes place by the management. This is also one of the reasons for share buyback. Next is dividend and share buyback. Both of them, the dividend as well as the buyback, it's a reward for the existing shareholders which the company gives advantage to the shareholders. Now see, all the shareholders will get dividend for sure. Even if they don't participate in the buyback, still they will be getting dividends. But share buyback will affect only those shareholders who surrender the shares to the company, who sell the shares to the company. Now, after the dividend, the number of outstanding shares is the same. Once the company distributes the dividend to every shareholder, the number of shareholders will not undergo any change. पहले भी उतना ही रहेंगे number of existing shareholders, and now also the number of existing shareholders will be the same after dividend. But after the buyback, the number of outstanding shareholders definitely will get reduced. So either we talk about dividend or we talk about buyback, this decision wholly solely lies in the hands of the management. Some companies opt for both dividend and buyback. Some companies offer for either of these methods. The ultimate aim is to benefit the existing shareholders. So here we come to the end of the article. I hope I have made the things very clear to you. In case you have any doubts, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. Kindly like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed.